Hello and welcome to this track guide for Milwaukee Mile in the SRX in week 7 of the series. I'm making these guides because I'm trying to get some time slots going this season with my community. The time slots are on your screen now, and if you want you can join our Discord, link in the description below, where we're often racing together when we can do these time slots. So hopefully see you for some of these, but let's get on with the track guide. So Milwaukee Mile, flat track basically, and to be honest, pretty obvious racing line. So we're going to go down to the bottom and then out to the wall on the exit, as you might expect. And you want to stay in the paved inside line that you'll see in a minute. So the braking zone is long in this, I feel. You'll see I brake quite early and I'm keeping the brake on a long way. And I enter kind of wide there, but you see I get onto the darker asphalt and then power out with a nice exit. And again, a long braking zone for turn 3, down onto the black stuff, and then powering out the corner. So there's not much to go on in terms of braking markers, unfortunately. I think I'm braking shortly after the end of the M here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm sort of, it's not far after the M that I get on the brakes. Yeah, just shortly after that. So that's kind of the best braking marker I can give you. I get up to maybe 50% at most while I'm still going in a straight line, and I'm already lifting off as I begin to turn in and arc the car because, yep, this car does not like braking and turning at the same time. And then just keeping it, what's that, like 20%, maybe less, all the way. And you could probably enter a bit lower. Like I'm probably taking a bit of quite a bit of speed in, and it's the potential when you sort of are at this point and you're not on the black stuff that it just doesn't grip up. I was quite lucky that I did it very well, for me at least, and it did turn down the track here and get down onto the black stuff and get myself a good exit. This is my best lap I did of the session. So steering wise, not going 90 degrees. I think I stay, you know, what's that, sort of 80 degrees or something like that. And then I'm already, with this particular line, this wide entry, I'm opening the steering a bit because I kind of, it turns too well almost. Once I get on the black stuff, I'm getting onto the curb. Probably don't want to be on the curb too much, but a little bit like this is fine. I'm being a bit careful on the throttle. Where did I actually get on the throttle here? Let's pay attention to that. So I'm getting on the throttle quite early a little bit, but I'm a bit tentative. Yes, about halfway through the corner, I jump on the throttle. Probably a bit too much initially. I come off the throttle again to less than 50%. That's probably where you want to be. I'm just hovering there until this point where I'm getting off of that curb, away from that curb at least, and opening up the steering. I can get full throttle quite early. Maybe I'm not fully utilizing the track, but that's the way I like to do it around here. But mainly because I don't want to be going off of that darker patch. Unfortunately, the braking marker for turn 3 is worse because there's really nothing. Let's sort of see where I brake and see if there's anything we can go on here. So I'm starting here. Yeah, there's not much. I mean, you could use the where you are relative to the inside access road here. Perhaps there's like a gap in a fence here that I've never noticed. So maybe you could use that if you can see that while driving. So it might be one that you just have to find a feel for. Let's go that in slow motion again. So yeah, again, I think about 50% initially, but I'm already lifting off from my peak braking as I arc the car down, and I do a better job on this corner of actually getting down to the black stuff. Let's go a bit faster on that. So yeah, I'm still arriving on the black stuff after it has started, but it's a bit earlier this time and a bit more of a consistent arc. Trail braking much further in. I've carried more speed in here compared to 1 and 2. So there's a more consistent line to the corner. So trail braking ending and then immediately getting on the throttle. Gotta love my spiky throttle pedal. Steering angle is about the same, not going 90 degrees. I imagine it's easy to burn up the right front here if you just put more wheel into turn. And that's probably a big mistake here is if you want it to turn more, just turning the wheel more. That will not help you. You'll probably just burn up the tire. So hovering around 50% as I roll through the middle of the corner, and then, yep, opening up the steering and applying the throttle as we come to the end of this. I can see that I can full throttle it and leave the black stuff at the end of it, and then just drive up the track to the exit of the corner. That's Milwaukee. Again, feel free to join some of our community sessions. I hope to make the Friday one and the last Sunday one I think I can make. So hopefully I'll see you at some of those and any others that go official. And yeah, feel free to join the Discord and join the races in VC if you feel like it. And I'll catch you next week. See you later.